Bars is back. Sam and oh God, what's up with?
Attention all my business owners, if you would like to advertise your business right before each video that we do here on Hip Hop News Uncensored, make sure you email us right now, advertise@hiphopun.com, advertise@hiphopun.com, ask about our holiday specials.
Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip Hop Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam.
All right, you're tuned into a very special episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. I am your brother, Oh God, from Hip Hop News Uncensored, sitting across from my co-host.
What up, y'all? It's your man, Sam Ant Viral. Hip Hop News. Like my cuz said, man, you're in the building for a special edition of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. We got a special guest in the building, the beautiful Queen, Miss Jaguar Wright. Miss Jaguar Wright, how you doing this afternoon?
Amen, and Ashe. Thank you, brother. How are y'all?
Blessed to be here. Blessed to have you on.
Well,
you've been making some news as of late. You ain't really been talking to many people. You are on this podcast, and we're very privileged to have you on. Before we get into all of that, for the people who don't know, you are a beautiful soul singer out of the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Former member of the Roots crew. You are you are the woman, not the young lady, but you were the young lady at the time when Song Cry came out with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You were the woman who sang that, a phenomenal song, sampled by, I believe, Bobby Glenn, if I'm not mistaken. Can you give the people a little history on who Jaguar Wright is, who don't know?
It's terrible because I'm so North Philly. Where I come from, talking on yourself usually is added up to you're jocking yourself. Mm-hmm. So I always I've struggled with that because I'm so many things. So what I'll say is because I'm such a different kind of person, just ask me whatever you want to ask me, and I can promise you I will answer you candidly and honestly with respect and integrity.
Sounds good.
No doubt. So, like he alluded to, you work with Jay-Z, the Roots.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, you done that.
I've done a lot of other things. I work with Al Green too. I work with Terry Lynn Carrington too. I worked with Betty Wright, who was my mentor and spiritual advisor until the day that she died. She was my music mother. Shout out to Mother Betty. I miss you. I've worked with everybody. That's the thing. I've worked literally with everyone.
That's powerful. Malik B. Let's talk about him and what he meant. All right, as you refer to him as Malik, but I say Malik.
No, listen to me. Let's get that clear right now.
Okay.
Malik B, Malik B, and M Militant, all the same person.
That's right.
See, Malik was for the street. Malik was for hip hop. M Militant was the prophet, was the hip hop prophet. So all of his characters were named, but they were all him. They were indigenous to him. You know, that's the one thing that I loved about Malik, because he was just so much himself. You know, it made people uncomfortable, you know, to be around someone that's so absolute in who they are. He owned every second of his life, even his struggles with you know, addiction. He never lied about it. He never fronted on it. All the other people, oh no, I don't do that. I don't do it. Malik would pull out his stuff right in front of you. This is what I'm on today. Where the music at? Right. Malik B. I'm writing a piece for him. I haven't had a lot of time because all of this happened. I honestly wasn't expecting the world to embrace my stand the way that they are. I really wasn't. God came to me. I had a nervous breakdown after my son died, and I couldn't talk. I started stuttering. I would go to speak, and my words would leave my head. I couldn't even finish a sentence. I couldn't sing. I couldn't remember my own lyrics. And God came to me one night, and he said, I will give you your voice back. I will give you your mind back when you do what I told you to do. You got to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You can spare no one. This is my will. This is what you do if you want your voice back.
So I guess we could jump to it. Why do you feel you had to come out and defend Malik B?
Somebody had to.
Okay.
Tariq didn't.
Can you give us the backstory? Can you give us the whole backstory? Can you give us the backstory of everything that went down?
I ain't got enough time for that. You're gonna have to read the book or see the documentary that I'm filming. I made up my mind. I'm going to do the documentary.
Okay.
It's going to be called Digging Up the Roots. And I will be sharing my story and other stories with other women that have been affected by their careless and reckless manner. We were artists just as brilliant as you, some of us more brilliant than you. And you treated us subservient because we were women. You know, you treated us like wet nurses. You treated us like maids. We weren't your maids. We weren't there to clean up your messes and make and just there to make you look good. And then you put us back in the closet. See, the misogyny is so out of control when it comes to all of this. Malik was the only man in that group, in that collective, that treated the women like equals. Only. So for me, I had to speak up and say something because he would have done it for me, because he did do it for me. See.
So was it his death that kind of just motivated you to just go ahead and tell your truth all the way through?
It was his death. You see, I lost 3 people that week.
Oh, wow.
My cousin died on his 43rd birthday, almost to the minute. He literally only lived 43 years. He died in a car crash on Roosevelt Boulevard. And then we had to get through that. I had to get myself emotionally ready for that. We were going to go up there. But then my family members started testing positive for the COVID. I'm like, I got work to do. My cousin wouldn't want me to come up here, catch the COVID, and not be able to get my money.
Yeah.
You know, so I attended via Zoom. And then that's when the word came down. I found out that Damon Miley from Black Male, aka No Question, who was the last male group signed to Uncle Kenny's label, Philadelphia International, back in the 90s. They were the last group signed by Philly International. People don't know about Damon Miley either. You know, Damon Miley was my singing partner. We used to always be up the Hollywood Palace. And you know, I knew he could sing. He knew I could sing. So we would team up and do Angela Renee or whatever. And we always won the talent shows, you know. And then we started coming into our careers in our late teens, and you know, and everybody did what they did. People don't know that Damon Miley was the one who did all the backgrounds for the High Five album and arranged those vocals. And my friend died alone in an abandoned house in West Philadelphia, yo. You know what I mean? If y'all want to really support real grinders, go to YouTube and put in Jaguar Wright and Damon Miley, DayminMiley, and watch that video and comment and share, because the least people can do is give this man his flowers in his death. He was brilliant. He was brilliant. And then I found out about Malik the same day.
Man.
So I had a funeral to attend on Tuesday for the Zoom with my cousin and all the COVID. And then 3 more people went to the funeral, got infected with the COVID. Yeah, see, I'm glad I didn't go. Right. And then so the next day we buried the cousin. And then I called my other cousin, like, yo, what's going on? She was like, oh, so I guess you heard about Malik. I was eating chicken. I almost choked myself to death on a bone. Now, we was family. We all lived together. We worked together. We did all of that. Why didn't the Roots call us individually? Why did I have to find out on Google that my brother died? It was ignorant to do that to us. And then they say, oh, don't say this because we're doing stuff behind the scene. Well, then you need to call people and let people know that you're doing something behind the scene. Don't sit up here. These fools, they still won't talk to me. I won't talk to nobody else, and they won't talk to me. I done dropped my number in inboxes. How you scared of a woman? You wasn't scared of me when you was using me. You wasn't scared of me when you was trying to slump my career because I was better than you. You weren't afraid to talk about me, talk to me. But you can't talk to me now. That's all right. I'll talk to NBC for you. Promise you that. Bet that. Malik B is legacy. Malik B is the root. Malik B is the reason why they made it to Things Fall Apart, so that they could get the Grammy. Without Malik B, the Grammy would have never happened. Nobody was interested in them niggas. They was corny as fuck. You use Malik for his street appeal. Malik B was a legend. He was like Bobby Fischer for hip hop in the streets of Philadelphia. You feel what I'm saying? John Michel Basquiat. That's what Malik is to hip hop. Charlie Bird Parker. That's what Malik is to hip hop. I'm gonna tell you the thing that pissed me off more than anything. Everybody, R.I.P. Malik B, but don't nobody know why. Why are you celebrating someone and you don't know why? Usually, if you're celebrating someone, you know why you're celebrating them. All they know is he was the founding member of the Roots, and that was that. Oh, peace up, Malik B. Rest in peace, Malik B. But then I got 18 different MCs that hit me up in 10 days talking about, well, can you tell me about him? What song should I listen to? What verses? Listen to all of them because it was all his shit anyway, yo. Black Thought considered the number 5 rapper, greatest rappers of all time. Please put Malik B's name there because he did it using Malik's lyrics.
Whoa.
Fuck you, nigga. You won't call me? I'm gonna put your ass on blast. You the top 5? Did you see the fucking memorial post he put? Oh, I hope you're remembered as the greatest rapper of all time. Well, he should be because they gave you that title while you was fucking pimping on his shit. He already got that. And he would have delivered it better than you too, and you know it. They would get that man high, put him in a booth, turn on beats, press record, and when he left and wandered off to go be an angel to hip hop somewhere else, they'd sit there. Ooh, that's a hot one. Ooh, that's a hot one. He was listening to songs on the radio and didn't realize they was his own lyrics because he was high when he spit them. When have you ever heard of an MC being so dope that he forgets the hot shit that he spits, listen to it on the radio, and don't get a lawyer to go sue nobody? Wow. That's Malik B. Malik B is hip hop. Hip hop is Malik B. Don't hope that he's remembered. Make it happen. Why hasn't the Fallon Show done a hip hop 101 tribute to Malik B? Since he's a founding member, Jimmy fuckface, I can't stand that pussy. You sitting there blaspheming hip hop. I don't give a shit if you can dance. Everybody can. I can get a monkey to dance. Him and Will Smith. I pray for Will Smith. He gets played so fucking much. I don't even understand. I don't even understand why he was sitting there doing all that shit. Like Jimmy Fallon was the white Carlton. Shout out to Carlton. He should have been mad. Yo, nigga, stop jacking my swag. It was pitiful. That's why I don't watch the Fallon Show. The shit is heartbreaking. I didn't work 250 days a year making y'all niggas look good, making y'all niggas look relevant so you could sit there and play coons on national television. Fuck you. Oh, man. Tariq, you said you was going to call me yesterday, right? You was passing messages. You going to call me, right? Why ain't you called me? You wanted to talk and work it out. I wouldn't have had to do this if y'all niggas was men. Stop being pimps. Be a fucking man, yo. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Richard Nichols trained us to be so much more. You're letting the legacy down. And if y'all ain't gonna do what's right, then I will. I'll tear it all down because it's all built on lies anyway. I'm doing you a favor. I'm setting you free. Got a song about it. It's called Free. First single, second album. Oh, by the way, NBC, you still owe me money for using that song on New Amsterdam last year. I ain't fine. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was last year, 2019. I ain't even know that my song was the opening score of a major network show until my fans was like, oh, that's what's up, Jag. Oh, I seen you on New Amsterdam. If it wasn't for Instagram, I wouldn't have known because I don't watch TV.
So at what point did you break off contact with the Roots? Y'all was cool at one point.
We was family. No, we wasn't cool. That's inaccurate. I can be cool with you. You don't know me and I don't know you. We were family.
Family, okay. Take that correction.
We were family. Happened? They disrespected the rules of family. They disrespected the code of the street. It's that simple. What the fuck I'm talking to you for? If you don't know the code, I need to get away from you because if you break the code on me one more time, I'm gonna have to show you what the consequences of breaking the code is. See, it was all great when Jag was your pit bull. It was all great when you had Jag on a leash. See, I used to do this to other people for them. Guess it's your turn. Double-edged sword, nigga. Double-edged sword. That should cut both ways and there's venom on both sides. I am a weapon. The question is, why did you let me get out of your hand? I'm a weapon. Why did you put your weapon down? I guess you wanted to get shot.
Man, so you also talked about the roots in R. Kelly. Now, obviously, R. Kelly is...
Them niggas knew. We all knew. They knew. Mind your business, Jag, if you want to keep your career. That nigga makes millions for people.
That's what they said to you?
That's what I was told.
Damn.
Now you said that they helped him recruit children.
They didn't help him recruit anybody. They just did nothing. R. Kelly had his whole Procura squad, but they did. How would they know what schools to go to unless they talked to somebody from Philly? He did the TP2K.com. Fuck it. Well, I don't fucking know whatever the fuck the album was. It was the I Wish album.
Mm-hmm.
He recorded that in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're not from Philadelphia, it's not like he was like Gerald Levert. Gerald Levert grew up in Cleveland and Philadelphia at the same time. Gerald knew the streets of Philadelphia. What did R. Kelly know about the streets of Philadelphia? How the hell do you know what schools to go to? Which McDonald's is popping? What the fuck was he doing at Club McDonald's on Broad and Diamond? How would he know it was hot if somebody didn't tell him it was hot?
Wow.
Somebody had to tell him where to go trolling.
Right.
Now, I don't know exactly who that person was, but I'm telling you, somebody had to tell him something.
Yeah.
But everybody did see those girls come into the rooms for meet and greets. I had to share a room with him while I was recording one of my projects, and I made it very clear to the maintenance staff, you clean this motherfucker before I come in here.
Right.
Clean it. I came into that room. I found panties under the goddamn control board. And they weren't grown woman panties and they weren't thongs. R. Kelly is a nasty fucking asshole. And I said it to his face. I swear to God, you touch anybody I know, I'll take you down myself. I don't care how big you are. I grew up in North Philly. I grew up in Richard Allen. I ain't afraid of no big nigga. I kick you in your knees, punch you in your fucking nuts. When I got you eye level, you mine. Touch one of mine. See what I do. I can't say nothing to the media because my career is on the line. But if I ever find out while you in Philly, you touch any of mine, I promise you that's your ass, bitch.
Yeah,
That's
shout out
me.
to Richard Allen. Shout out to my mom's from Richard Allen Project. Shout out to
That's
them. Common.
Ram Squad.
Yeah, Ram Squad. Definitely.
Richard Allen Mafia.
I remember them definitely. Common.
Shout out to Banks. Shout out to Big Banks. And shout out to Tommy Hill. I know a lot of people had a lot to say about Tommy Hill. And I don't care what y'all say. Tommy was my friend until the day he died. Y'all ain't had to kill him like that.
Right.
Y'all ain't have to leave him in the street like that. Y'all ain't have to put up that he a rat and your children are the rat and all of your kids gonna die. Like all of these telephone. See, that's why I don't like this text message stuff. Because see, back when I grew up, you handled your own. We ain't got to talk about it. Just meet me outside. Meet me outside. You got something to say it to my face. I say that to everybody online all the time.
Facts.
Or that you talking, say it to my face. We see how that conversation go. We see.
Now the accounts from Common I was reading that you said it was your word. It was pretty graphic. I seen him come out and he ain't really say nothing about it. He did a video the other day. What made you come out on Common right now and pretty much
because he knew Malik. He knew Malik and he knew that the Roots was using Malik and he ain't post nothing for my brother. Much as you like to be associated with the Roots, why ain't you posting about Malik? I told everybody my first post. You can go back and check my feed. I'll be watching. And I watched. I went on all their feeds. I went on Erica feed, so-called OK Player. I built OK Player, not for no fake ass bitch like you. I built OK Player. This shit, I had them doing this every city. When Jaguar Wright walked up on stage, OK Player. That boom, can I get the OK Player? That was me. That wasn't them. I made this shit hot. And anybody who's profited off of it, any OK Player who's profited off of the hard works of my efforts to make us great, that didn't post for Malik, I'm bombing you. It's jihad, yo. The line stepping has to end somewhere.
Did the comment
any OK Player that don't honor my brother, I got fire coming for you. I've been paying for information in the streets for the past 25 years. I got tapes on everybody. See. And I don't have to be the one to release them. I don't. You should see the footage that somebody sent me of Jimmy fuck ass.
I can only imagine.
Now I'm not going to release it because I don't want to get sued. But that doesn't mean that somebody won't. See? It wasn't mine to begin with. Somebody sent it to me like, yo, you right, you want the money with the book. Because the book, look at this nigga.
So did Common sexually assault you?
I listen to me. I'm a rape survivor. I've been raped 7 times in my life. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've been sexually harassed. I've been gang raped twice. By the time I made it into the game, I was already traumatized. So I knew how to protect myself. Now, I'm not saying that women shouldn't report. I believe women should report. But the reason why most women don't report is because people always want. Don't nobody ask nobody, did you really want your car to get stolen? Nobody says that to someone when your car gets stolen. Or did you really want to get stuck up? Nobody said, why were you carrying that Louis Vuitton bag? Why didn't you expect to get robbed? Nobody says that with other crimes. But when it's a sex assault, and you got to understand, when you're dealing in a game with this kind of stuff, the second that you speak out, your career is over. It's over. Now, I'm not the one that makes the rules and the laws for what is assault and what isn't assault. I don't use that language at all. I can only tell you what happened to me. I went over there, I was tired, and I was talking to another female who he did the same thing to. So clearly this is an MO. You know, you come over, we supposed to be writing, we supposed to be working, we supposed to be kicking it, then you want to get handsy. I said it before, I'll say it again. I had just got finished performing at Black Lily. We left Hudson and Lake. We went to his place. Was it the Lower East Side or the Lower West Side? I can't remember now, but I know I did have to catch one of them gypsy cabs from Brooklyn at 5 a.m. in the morning when I got up out of there, so I could go to the 30th Street, Union Penn Station, to catch the train back to 30th Street to Philly, because I didn't take the van. I was staying at Commons. We supposed to be writing. I was on the album. I was on Like Water for Chocolate. The song with MC Light, he replaced me with MC Light after I was like, yo, let's just fall back. Let me get my shit on. I don't want anybody saying that I had to screw you to get on. Like this is, see, you got, people don't understand. It's always important. It's been always important to me that I am a self-made woman. I ain't had to screw to get into the game. I didn't have to do none of that. No, like that was always it for me, because I wanted to be the example that you didn't have to do these things to get on, Ashanti. You didn't have to do these things. See what I'm saying? You ain't got it. You shouldn't have to. If you're talented, you should just be able to stand on your own merit. So all I said was fall back. Let me get my name. Let us have a little equality between us. And if I'm single, we can revisit. So I go to sleep with all my clothes on. Only my shoes was off. The sun was peeping through the window. And I remember I cracked my eye open. And I was like, oh, and I felt this. Like this. And I'm looking, I'm like, and I felt like a little crowded, you know, because I sleep real heavy. You know, so I'm coming from a fog, and then I look, and this nigga leaned over top of me, trying to stick his dick in my mouth. I know I sleep with my mouth open. I'm a heavy sleeper. Any man that's ever assaulted me knows that. They usually come in my sleep. See, you ain't gonna come to me with that head up, because I will fight you, and I will fuck you up. I will. I got the PTSD. I'm documented. I snap. I will. If I'm threatened, I will snap. I mean, I've gotten better at it, you know, in my older age, you know, because I don't put myself in situations that will open up that door so this monster can come out. My name isn't Jaguar for no reason. You feel what I'm saying? You mess around with this cage. When that cage door comes open, you got what you got. So most of my attackers never came to me awake. No, they wait for you to be asleep, see? Which is why I learned how to sleep with my clothes on. Like I was talking about it on my WCW call in our WCW meet room on Wednesdays. You know what I mean? I learned early. And it's crazy because there were there was definitely one other woman who had the exact same story as me, but from a whole nother context in rock and roll music. See, I'm getting women together. We're talking. Stop crying, King. Baby, just take him into the house. I don't understand why this boy. You can hear him. Yeah, he's spoiled. He don't like leashes. Like he wants some Amistad, give us free. He don't.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a boxer bull. No, he's a bull boxer. Is the half boxer.
Yeah. Okay.
His name is King Giovanni Johnson. He's my deceased son namesake, and he act just like my son. It's crazy. It's like my son was waiting for a vessel to jump into. It's insane. But yeah, I mean that's what happened. And now people can call it assault. They can call it whatever they want to call it. You know, I call it hide and go freak that went wrong. For him, not for me. It went wrong for him. Because when I saw that, I was like, nigga, are you out of your mind? Back up off me. I put my shit, I was like, I'm out of here, man. You whack as hell with this. And I left. And I went back to Philly. And me and him never talked about it again. And then he had an attitude. And then he took me off the album and never paid me for my appearance fee. $1,500. He couldn't even pay me the $1,500. You try to stick your dick in my mouth while I'm asleep, but you can't even give me my money, and you take me off the album, replace me with MC Light. Oh, by the way, shout out to Light. I know you didn't know that. I know you didn't know that he did that to you. But Wendy Goldstein knew because she was the one that was working everything, you know. And he was in a relationship. He was in a public relationship with her after Erica, before he started doing the Hollywood starlets. You know, I don't understand what he's doing. With his personal life, you know, you put out all these press releases, but none of your relationships go nowhere. And as soon as they done, the chicks go off and marry a real dude. Why couldn't you hold on to Kerry Washington? Why couldn't you hold on to Serena Williams? Let's talk about it. Since you want to talk, Lonnie, you should have listened to your mother. You should have listened to your mother, Lonnie. And you ain't been right since Lauren dumped you. That's that whole electric circus nonsense. Erica had him running around in crochet pajamas and shit. That shit was whack as fuck. And and everybody know it. I just don't know why don't nobody say it. It was his worst album to date. The album that he did while he was with her and she was supposed to be his muse sucked. The only song that was kind of cool was the Mary J. Blige song. You know what I mean? And it made you the acceptable what am I calling it? Yeah, the acceptable and approved Negro. Yeah.
What do you think about Dice Raw and what he had to say about
Dice? Fuck Dice.
Yeah,
that's what I think about Dice Raw. Dice Raw, you can suck my imaginary dick. Or maybe you want to. Because there's stories out there about you too, Dice. I got one word for you. You should have never fucked with Gigi, nigga. I came to you like an adult. You never fucked with her again. But I know you done fucked with other people. You were so homophobic when you came out against my artist Zeke. Oh, well, he's gay. Oh, well, he's gay. Well, so is Frank Ocean, and he's doing just fine. But you sit there and you shame and you gay bash excellent artists for doing in the public and doing in the light what I've heard you do in the dark. Fuck you, Dice. You ain't call me. You gonna send me a text. Oh, I'm sorry, Jag. And you still buying clothes, discounted polos from my ex-husband. And all I get is I'm sorry, Jag. You ain't send me no funky ass flowers for a boy that called you uncle. Fuck you, Dice. You bitch. They cut your fucking balls off. Also, you could be Tariq's new fucking ghostwriter and have a little segment on the Fallon show. Fuck the Fallon show. Find a new job. UPS is hiring. The Jimmy Fallon show might not be available to pay you off in the near future. When the COVID come back, the Jimmy Fallon show might not come back. I don't know. You gonna have to find a new job though. All you fucking turncoats that turned your back on your family. We were your family, and you turned your back on us for an NBC network check. You hoe. You a fucking hoe. That's what I think of Dice Raw. You was my brother and I loved you, and you turned on me for $1 and some discounted polos from the nigga that you knew was extorting money from me and using my child as a pawn. Fuck you, Dice. All the way. All the way home with a sick dick, bitch. Now he can comment to that however the fuck he want. And yes, I am a Christian. And if you got a problem with the way I talk, pray for my mouth. Support my stand, but pray for my mouth, because the North Philly is so strong with me. It's just so strong. I'm trying to let it go, but when I get upset, I talk Richard Allen. I talk Southwest Philly. That's me. I'm Philly. Pray for my mouth and support my stand. Thank you very much. Trust me, everything that I'm doing is blessed. It's ordained. Things are moving around too easily for it to be all I'm brilliant. I'm not this brilliant. Pray for my mouth, support my stand, get on the right side of history.
Now, since you came out, have you had any backlash as far as any lawyers trying to silence you? Anybody send anybody out?
No, everybody's trying to figure out how to pay me off to shut me up because they think money gonna shut me up, and money ain't gonna shut me up. I don't give no fuck about money. If I gave a fuck about money, I would have continued a relationship to work with Jay-Z if I cared about money. But see, I made it very clear. I am loyal to a fault. I'm going to leave the party with the people that I came with. Mm-hmm. I always leave the party with the people that I came with. That's how I was raised. Now, even though I wasn't happy in the Roots camp and I didn't like the way things were going because we had the evil minion, Sean G, you know what I mean, trying to play Pinky in the brain. He ain't that fucking smart. Fuck you, bitch. I want your books, Sean G. I want your books. Because that's where the evidence is. See, that's where all the bodies is buried. See, you thought you was hot shit when you had the Kanye account, didn't you? You thought you was hot shit till them Kardashians came and moved you around. Big up to Kris Jenner. You handled that nigga real nice because he would have fucked up your son-in-law's money, and I understand why you took over. That was a smart move. I appreciate you, G. And just so you know, I think your daughter Chloe was perfect the way she was. She didn't have to pay a $2 million, $3 million, $5 million to change. She was never a troll. She was always gorgeous. At every size she was. But shout out to you on the business. I ain't gonna talk to you about how to run your family, but shout out to you on the business. Your daughter was always gorgeous, in my opinion. You shouldn't have to pay $2-3 million to be happy with yourself. You should be happy with yourself no matter what you are. You see, but shout out to the business. The business was smart. So now that he done lost to Kanye, you know what I mean? It's all about the Fallon show. It's all about the Fallon show for Sean G. You know what I mean? That's it. If they lose his Fallon show, then, you know, he might have to start trading stocks again, but he wasn't that good at it the first time. You know, he been pimping life off of his cousins, you know, whatever. Because, you know, him and Black Thought, the dark, they the cousins. Yeah. What should we expect? You said you had a documentary and a book coming. Yeah. The documentary is going to be called Digging Up the Roots. Expect a whole lot of truth telling. If people think that I've unleashed bombs, I really haven't. It's more like little hand grenades. The bombs is in them books. Mm-hmm. I want your books, Sean G. You need to stop taking advantage of women, Sean G. Tell your wife Michelle that she needs to start getting accustomed to a different kind of lifestyle, and let her know and let her know your dick is the reason why. You hoe. Been running around for years telling people I'm crazy not to work with me. He done cost me. I done did the math. 15 years. He done cost me $8 million in gigs. I'm coming for your book, Sean G. And then left me with the IRS mess, just like you did Natalie, just like you did a whole lot of people, Sean G. I want your books. If people want me to shut up, two things gotta happen. Sean G needs to turn over his books to the IRS and make it right with everybody he used and hurt, and resign from the Roots Coalition altogether. Okay, player, watch your back. You resign, Sean G. And then I'll leave the boys alone. Because see, what I really want is you. That's who I really want. I want you, Sean G. Everybody else is collateral damage. Everybody else is collateral damage. And it's your fault.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Sean G is the Roots attorney?
No, he's their financial advisor.
Okay.
He financial handles all of the stuff. It takes care of all the booking and then, you know what I mean. And then Good Time Girl, the Tina Farris tour, she stole that. By the way, she stole that from me. That was my name in the streets. She stole my swag. Congratulations to you. I thought you would have done more with it rather than continue to be a minion for the Roots hurting women. You're Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend, Tina Faris. I love you. I do. But you're Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend. You might need to. UPS is hiring, Tina. UPS is hiring. You spent all that time fucking Sean G and fucking Keith McPhee and fucking God knows who knew just to stay around. If you're gonna let these niggas run through you, then make sure you running back through them and getting that bread. You should not still be an employee. Tina Faris, if you're running with my swag, you're supposed to be the boss. Because that's what Jaguar is. You fucking up my legacy on the street. Using good time girl, and you sitting here ain't nothing but a goddamn handmaiden. Wear your red dress, ma. Wear your red dress. UPS is hiring. I want Sean G. And fuck you too, Keith McPhee, telling me I would never get a deal unless I fucked for it. I got a deal and I didn't fuck for it.
Who's he?
Oh, Keith McPhee, he worked for the guys. He worked for the Roots.
Okay.
After he got fired from NCA, they were gracious enough to give him a job, and he was willing to, hold all their secrets and cover all that stuff. He was fucking Tina Faris when his wife, Michelle, found out. I'm sorry, Michelle, I should have said something to you. I should have let you know because you wasn't crazy. He was fucking Tina all over the fucking office. All over the office. There was more sex. Listen to me. I'm still trying to understand how, what's her name that do the Love and Hip Hop? I'm still trying to figure out how she missed all of this sex and nonsense going on in the Dirty Backpack Crew. See, Wendy Williams named us Dirty Backpack Crew, but the truth is, it was really Love and Hip Hop. You might want to go back and add that to your franchise, man, because the neo soul movement and the conscious rap movement, man, there's so much fucking going on. It don't even make no sense. I can't even tell you. I'm gonna put it to you this way: if you had to put cameras on that shit, Love and Hip Hop wouldn't have been shit, yo.
Lord.
Like I said, I ain't dropped no bombs yet. I threw out a couple grenades. I just sent out a couple shots.
When the bombs coming?
I don't know. I mean, they could come at any time. I mean, this is warfare. We at jihad right now. We at jihad right now. When did Pearl Harbor knew on the morning it was going down?
Nah, sure didn't.
You know what I mean? That's warfare. I mean, it can happen at any time. I might not even be the one to push the button. Because there's so many people that have been disgruntled and overlooked and line stepped and all kind. Every wrong thing you could think of, these niggas have done to the people that have worked with them and loved them and supported them. They acted just like orphans. They acted just like orphans. They did. They acted like orphans. And you know how orphans are. They're not used to having nothing good. So when somebody gives something good to them, they take it and they hold it, and they don't want to give it back. You're not orphans. You're grown-ass men. You need to put down your issues. Put down the sandwiches. Grow up. It's been a week, and none of these niggas have still called me. If they had just called me, none of this would have happened. If they had treated me like family and acted like family, I would have stayed in line as family. But when you start shitting on Malik, that's when it's all over for me. And then it brought up everything about Flo Brown. And that's my biggest regret. Flo Brown, Flo, if you out there, I want to make it right. You went on that bus. It was the first time me and you had been separated on the road. And when you came off that bus with the Roots, you were never the same. They told me to fall back, have a drink, and worry about my own album. And I listened. I wish I had as much integrity as you. I wish I was as strong as you back then. I should have believed in us more, Flo. You the realest thing that ever happened. And I promise you, if our albums had came out, half of these chicks in hip hop would not have a job. But see, they moved her around. And then they had people following her, making her nervous. I'm telling you, Flo, it's safe to come out now. Flo, it's safe to come out. We got you. I got you support, and I got you an army. I got you an army, Flo. They waiting for you. All you got to do is just come out. Just come out, Flo. I want to produce an album on you. The world needs to hear your message. Bahamadia, I already know she wants to produce an album for you, Flo. Everybody, Kenny Muhammad, when her best friend hit me up on my IG and said, Flo told me everything. It was me and Malik that she disclosed to. So see, there's a lot that I can't talk about because for me, where the spin out that led to my alcoholism came from was Flo Brown. That was the linchpin for me. So I can't really have a lot of interviews about some of these intimate things because I wasn't physically there. They removed me from the situation and had me booked on another gig so that I couldn't be there. See? And the first time she went with them alone, she got off that bus. She was never the same. They had Tina Farris gaslight her, send her over to Tariq's apartment. Tariq called the police. They got the police report and told everybody she was crazy. When it probably, I would have to say she's definitely in the top 5 female MCs of all time. And you don't even know her. Thanks to the Roots. Y'all niggas was too old to be playing hide and go freak and catch a girl, get a girl. Be men, stop being pimps. It's going down. Like I just, honestly, there's nothing that they can say to me at this point. There's no amount of money that they can offer me. I'm not taking nothing that I haven't earned. You know what I'm saying? But I am going to come and collect what's mine. I promise you. You know me. You know me. I'm liable to do anything when it comes to that. You owe me. You owe me. Nigga, you owe me. Bitch, you better have my money when I come for that shit like OBD or my worst motherfucking behavior. Promise you. Niggas never want to hear us. Remember? Motherfuckers never loved us. Remember? Motherfucker. Worst behavior. I promise you I'm coming. I'm coming to get everything that belongs to me. I waited 15 years to do so. It's time to dance now. Dance, nigga. Get on Jimmy Fallon, go dance with Will Smith. Fucking assholes. It makes me sick that I even got to do this. I don't want to do this. But if I got to be the whistleblower, then I will. I ain't afraid. I done lost my son. I've lost millions of dollars. People have been fucking with my reputation and I'm pristine at what I do. You calling people around, threatening people not to work with me? For what? It's time. It's jihad. We're at war. Now, just like when two countries come and then they're at war and they're engaged in war, what do they usually have? They have a council and they decide whether or not warfare is going to begin, right? Mm-hmm. The two countries, they come together or they send their couriers and they come together and they say, okay, can we work this out? Or do we got to go to war? See, that's where we are right now. This is where we at right now. They haven't seen war yet.
And it'll take for there not to be war. Somebody to personally deal with you.
We gotta come to the table. Yeah. If you want me to act like family, then you gotta treat me like family. Family is as family does. I'm done giving niggas shine for things that they haven't earned. Your lies is too heavy for me to hold. Done holding your lies. Your price is way too high, nigga. You need to cut it. Cut it.
So if we do see that next month, we can confirm that no one's reached out to you and they've
they've had a lot of people contact me.
Yeah.
They done made couriers out of everybody. But they have not directly the only one that Tariq sent Montez, Spawn, Rebel, Spawn Vicious, whatever the fuck his name is today. I work for Little Uzi. So why does Little Uzi have Roots plaques on his walls? I never seen nobody give a plaque to a fan. I'm sitting there, he talking, I work for Little Uzi. Well, then why are the Roots records why are records that I helped make on that wall? Just tell Tariq to come on camera. We can talk. These niggas are scared. And you know what? If you're scared, you need to pray. Because I ain't die for you. I ain't Jesus. I try to live like him, but I ain't Jesus. And it was killing me, holding their lies. I'm done. Grow up, niggas. Y'all almost 50 years old and you ain't learned how to treat people yet. I'm going to teach you. You're going to learn today. Promise you that. Promise you. If they want this to stop, they will come to the table like men and we can talk about it.
That's fair enough. Jay-Z, how come you didn't do more music with Jay-Z?
I don't talk about my business with Mr. Carter. All I got to say about Mr. Carter is we did excellent work together.
Definitely.
We can still work together. I ain't got no problem with it. But because of the complication with the roots, see, because Amir was so jealous of me having any real connection to Jay. All right, true story. This is all I'm going to say regarding Mr. Carter and me. Shout out to Jay-Z. You're an excellent businessman. That's the best thing I can say about him. He's an excellent businessman. So it was Fade to Black, the sold out concert. You remember the sold out concert? Sold out like 30 minutes or whatever. We was the band. We was the Philadelphonics. I had a fever that morning. I caught the flu because we did a short tour coming down from Boston, and then we finished in New York. We did the rehearsals on stage, and then all the pyrotechnics and everything that went along. It was a $1.5 million production. It was gorgeous. Sean sent his physician to come see for me, and he got me right. I was able to sing, as you've seen in the movie. Anybody who's seen the movie, I'm the woman sitting in the back with the Gucci pencil lint stilettos and my Dolce & Gabbana dress and my hat on. I didn't look sick, but my fever at that time, I took my temperature right before I got on stage. It was still 102, and you can still hear me out. You can hear me out on Broadway. So anyway, it was time to leave. I left early. There was a little commotion backstage, and I didn't like the vibe. I thought it was such a positive night, and I wanted to end the night well and go and get me some rest. So I didn't even drive in the motorcade. I literally heard people talking about how dope I was. They didn't even know I was out in the street. See, back then, I know how to hide in plain sight. I always kept a Gap sweatsuit and a pair of 5411s in my travel bag with a hoodie. No names, no labels, no nothing. And see, what I would do is if I wanted to leave a big production and just be able to go take a walk after the show, I would just put on my anonymous and I would walk out. And that's what I did. Nobody knew I left. When the show ended, I was at the Bryant Park Hotel in my hotel room. So everybody left, came back to the hotel, changed, and they wanted to go to 4040. Which of course was Jay's club, in New York. Mm-hmm. And so I wasn't going. I made up my mind. I need to focus on my health. I got recording to do when I get home. I got my kids at home. I've been to a million parties. I don't need to go to this. It was groundbreaking. It was, I'm getting some rest. So I goes back to the hotel. Everybody else in the Philadelphonics, including Amir, they went to 4040. Now, the way Jay had it set up, it's a multi-level complex. So he had a different VIP on every floor. Now, the Roots, the Philadelphonics, were cleared for the downstairs VIP. But the private VIP, Jay-Z's VIP, was upstairs, and Beyonce was up there. This is when they first gotten started, and so they went to go try to get into Jay-Z's, and they weren't on the list. And they said, "What do you mean we're not on the list?" So when they checked the list, my name was on the list. So next thing you know, I'm getting all these phone calls, my cell phone, my hotel room. Jag, you coming? You coming? Can't you just come and get us in? Just come and walk us in. Your name is on the list. We can't get to Jay. Ain't nobody answering the phone. We trying to get up into the other VIP. And I'm like, well, I'm tired. I'm sick. I just got finished performing. I'm tired. I left without y'all. I left early for a reason. Mm-hmm. Well, can't you just get a little rest and meet us here in 15 minutes? Maybe you don't understand me. I'm fucking tired and I still got a fever. Go to the VIP that you are approved for. Oh, you not gonna come? Nigga, for the last time, I'm sick. Go to the VIP you are approved for. Oh, so your name on the list and you're not even gonna go? This is Jay-Z. I know it's Jay-Z and he'll be Jay-Z tomorrow. But I'm sick today. I ain't going. So I was a traitor because I didn't get them in to the special VIP, and this nigga been mad at me ever since, and I don't give no fuck. It ain't my fault he put my name on the list. I wasn't a traitor. I was just the shit. I'm sorry you couldn't get into the after party, in the big after party, and that Jay didn't put you in there. Then when they did Radio City Music Hall, they said Jay asked for me. And Amir said, oh, we can't find her. We don't know where she is. And then the stylist said, wait a minute, I can call Jackie right now. And he said, mind your business if you want to keep your job. Fuck you, Amir. You jealous ass sandwich smelling bitch. And Malik ain't never fuck. He wasn't your oil guru. And if he gave you some Egyptian musk, it was to cover up the smell of sandwiches and corn chips. I had to smell that shit every day on the fucking bus. Fuck you. For every time I smell jazz. And that cheap ass fucking because I used to be big on ponchos. I used to collect designer ponchos. He gonna get me something from the Gap made with some cheap suede. I never wore that shit, Amir. I never wore it. I threw it away. I ain't gonna lie. A couple years after I threw it away because it had no value. Only reason I kept it is because I thought me and you was family until I found out you was running around talking about me like a dog to everybody about she's not that talented. Oh, she's talented, but she's crazy. Oh, she's not the reason we put her in position on Unplugged. And like, don't be fucking mad at me that the first name they say after Jay's is mine. And y'all sat there trying to cook the books and change the story like Mary J. Blige was the hot shit on that show. I'm telling you, she wasn't. The applause that she had in Unplugged that y'all saw, they were my applause. They had to edit in applause because when she came and performed, everybody in the MTV studio just sat there and looked at her like she was something in the zoo. They didn't clap for Mary. They did not clap for Mary at all. And you need to get over yourself too. That's why you paying Kendu all that money. See, that's your motherfucking problem, bitch. Karma. You ain't nothing but a fucking hood rat who sat there and has tried to get in the way of people who were greater than you. When my album came out, she told the CEO of our company that little cross-eyed fucker. She told him. And this was at the MTV Unplugged studios. She had the dressing room next to mine. She was so scared when she came in. Because see, when we had rehearsal, she went first, because she the queen. I came later. She ain't hear me at rehearsal. See, she didn't hear what I was coming in to do. So when she came in to MTV studios, we were doing the run of show. And I had to perform before her in the run of show. She was so fucking nervous. Her and Latoya sitting there nervous. I go into my dressing room. She's sitting there doing scales. And Latoya, it's not fair. Why did you put this girl on the show? We're not here to be overshadowed. Mary said after the show, she called the CEO and said, if you promote that bitch's album, I'm leaving MCA. Do you want to know what my national radio budget was for Denials, Delusions, and Decisions?
What's that?
$3,500.
What?
So if you heard songs being played, it was because jocks loved my shit. It wasn't because they got paid to do it.
Yeah, that's pennies. And ain't nobody got no money for that.
$3,500. You can't promote a fucking neighborhood with $3,500, let alone a country.
That's a fact.
Guess what else? MTV, because I had performed the What Ifs at the end of Unplugged. Jay was standing right next to me. If you ever see the picture, I'm sitting in the stool because I was 5 months pregnant. I'm sitting in the stool. I'm performing. Jay standing next to me with his arm around me. I was singing the What Ifs. He said, Jag, sing everybody a song. They love you so much. MTV called and was like, yo, we tested this shit because they weren't supposed to be releasing Unplugged until January. They released it in December because the feedback that they got was so hot. They was like, this got to go out now. Then they said, if y'all want, since Jaguar's album is coming out right after this, we'll take the footage and we'll run it as a video. Me and Jay-Z standing in frame with me singing the What Is and the studio audience going wild. They had it. They were ready to run it. They waited 2 weeks. And guess what the CEO of my company told them? Well, we don't have that kind of budget. All Leor Cohen asked for was $150,000. The videos that I did, other than that, cost $300,000. They said all we want. Leo Cohen said, "Give me 150,000, and we'll give clearance, and MTV can run with the video." And Steve, what was his name? I just call him cross-eyed bastard. I can't remember. He used to work for REM before he dumb lucked his way into MCA as the head of MCA. And as you see, MCA went bankrupt. MCA Records don't exist no more. Went over to Geffen under his watchful eye, because Mary J. Blige and them was threatening to whoop his ass if he did anything to promote the best fucking artist he had on his label.
You're talking about Stout, are you?
No, I'm not talking about Scott Storch. I'm talking about Steve. Steve something. I think no, it wasn't Steve. No, because Steve was a good. Whoever the MCA CEO was. Okay. He was a Jewish boy. He worked for REM. He was a punk. Fuck you, you cross-eyed bitch. But yeah, he refused to turn over the money to Leo Cohen so I could have that. Now, can you imagine if those images had came out while my album was coming out? I would have went platinum in my first fucking week.
Yeah.
Me and Jay, MTV Studios, extra footage from the legendary Unplugged, and all we had to do was come up with 150,000, which was half what we would have had to pay to do an actual video. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? I'm gonna tell you why. Because Mary J. Blige, I'm gonna leave. I have been getting stopped by MCA from being signed because of her. Well, we can't sign you. Hank Shockley said, we can't sign you. You look too much like Mary. I was like, yeah, but I'm nothing like her. What I do is completely different than what she does. Yeah, well, ain't nobody at MCA gonna sign you. I went to LA and Steve Corbin, God bless his heart, signed me. Matter of fact, I didn't go to LA. Steve Corbin flew from LA to come to Black Lily in Philadelphia, saw my live show, and gave me a deal. I actually got my record deal without having to turn in demos. I was signed off of my live performance. That don't happen every day.
Now, we definitely appreciate you, telling your story on the platform today.
You want to know what's funny?
Yes, sir.
I'm giving you nothing. I ain't giving you nothing. I haven't even given you nothing. I feel bad. I'm cheating you.
No, you didn't cheat us.
Wealth information.
We appreciate your time. Definitely. Yeah. What's next for Jaguar Wright? I know your name is circulated under all this nonsense, and you don't seem to mind right now. You letting them go. But what's next?
Stay tuned. But I got 3 things for you. And just look for these things.
Okay.
Digging Up the Roots, the documentary. Triple D Cafe. At Cafe Triple D. And it's just spelled out normal, no extras, no underscores, just Cafe Triple D, letter D, that's it. And my WCW meeting room in Zoom. Those are the only 3 things I need people to check for right now. And honestly, as hot as my name is right now, I shouldn't even have to tell you. You should be able to find it. I'm so easy to find these days.
Yeah, you definitely all over. We definitely appreciate you choosing our platform.
Yeah.
To tell some of your story. It meant a lot to it.
The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. It says it in the Bible.
Absolutely.
So if they thought that y'all was the last, I guess you're the first. But everybody else got to pay. You want to talk to me, you got to pay.
That's right.
My history costs money. It costs.
Ms. Wright, we appreciate your time. I don't even know what else to say. Thank you so much for giving us an hour of your time, and you're more than welcome anytime to come on this platform and talk anything.
Well, why don't we talk next month when I release my album?
Let's do it.
That's even better. You let us know when you're on. Let's rock. Oh, you in Philly, right?
Oh no, I live in Dallas.
Oh, you out in Texas. Okay. So we right over the bridge in Philly. So I don't know, COVID is just going on.
No, listen to me. Just stay in touch with my husband.
Oh, say less. We'll be in touch.
There it is.
Thank you very much.
Much success to you. Be safe out there.
Blessings.
I will. Trust me. I keep my armor on at all time. God got me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Y'all stay safe. Don't be down with the COVID. It's not the gang you want to be in.
Nah, we up in here tucked in.
Far away.
Far away. Go with our family.
I'm not down with the COVID. I'm not.
Nah, we cool.
All right then. Well, peace to you.
Thank you, Ms.
Peace
Wright.
to you as well. Assalamu alaikum.